So, good morning. It is morning right now in my country. I'm in Nigeria. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. This is Wheels FX. And today we'll be talking about, or really, we'll be breaking down a trade I took yesterday on EuroCAD. And it's quite an interesting trade because it was really a trade that had all my confluence, everything that I needed to look for in a trade. Although it kind of gave me a type 2 schematic on Wyckoff, but it was quite a phenomenal trade and I took it and cashed that 100 pips, risking probably 10 pips. Yep, 10 pips. So it was a 1 to 10 weeks to reward, and I want to we're gonna break down that right now. So this trade was taken on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so this is EuroCAD and I'm sorry, USD CAD. And if you're on my channel, you probably know that I mostly trade Euro USD and USD CAD. Okay, but as the confluence and whatever they'll be projecting or whatever you want to call it, correlation or whatever you want to call it. So let's not bore you with the details. Let's quickly jump right through the analysis and see what I saw on the trade. So if you do not know me, I'm pretty new around the building, should I say that? All right, but I'm not that much of a famous trader, but simply I trade the Wyckoff schematic. I trade the other blocks. All right, I'm not a student of Michael ICT, but he's theme of other blocks, his concept, they actually quite interesting and phenomenal, and he's really a good teacher, and I didn't actually learn from him, but or I use his term and they're quite awesome. So the other blocks, the imbalance, those are his terms, and I like to give credit to him for his knowledge on the industry. So let's quickly bow down to the analysis. I'm not going to do a top down. I'm just going to run through the trade analysis and tell you what I see. So quickly, this is USD CAD, and right now this is the 4-hour time frame. You know, this was USD CAD last week. I was anticipating the buy up because all right, this, like I said, this was a swing low in price. All right, so price broke it, and according to my confluence in trade, a break of market structure should induce a retrace to complete market structure. So what that means is when price eventually broke this previous swing low, I needed price to induce a retracement, all right, to create a lower high in the market structure to probably continue the sales down to this imbalance. All right, I was still having this imbalance in mind. All right, so I was definitely watching that last week, but it did not play out. But yesterday, the market finally gave that opportunity because, like you would be looking at, I was looking at market structure. All right, market was creating low highs and break of market structure, low low, you know, uh, low highs, same thing going on over. But it got really interesting because the break of market structure was induced in the market, and especially on the 4-hour time frame, which I definitely want to see some reaction on. Okay, I don't know the kind of trader you are, but I specifically trade on the 4-hour time frame, mostly for my intraday trade, mostly because um, on the trade taking on a 4-hour time frame tends to give me probably 20 pips minimum, 50 pips minimum, you know, just good, beautiful risk to reward from my opinion. All right, so this is where it get interested in the market. All right, I was looking at this spot in the market, all right, as my stop loss, and what the market did was actually come to wicket. All right, it came to wicket. Definitely this was a buy side liquidity that needed to be tapped into, and the market, after tapping into it, it failed to break the market structure, this other block right here, to give me that continuous sell-off. But I wasn't really interested, okay, because sometimes I've tend to learn that the market sometimes don't tend to flow to other blocks or whatever you want to do, but sometimes the market just probably will go hang on the sideways and reverse. I've seen that in the market a lot of times. It's something you got to adapt to. But one of my complaints was actually met. All right, so I got a lot of complaints. I got my divergence complaints. I got the break of market structure complaints. I have my MA complaints. And I have my correlation confluence. So my first confluence was met, and that was a break of market structure. All right, so price came down. All right, went up and broke the structure. All right, plus I was also anticipating the buys because we broke my previous swing low in the market, which was this swing low. All right, so I was in waiting for the market to probably retrace to form a lower high in the market structure to continue the sell-off. All right, so when market broke the structure here, I was looking at the RTO, you might want to call it the return to origin, the return to order block. But essentially, I was waiting for the RTO retest to retest the order block that was responsible for the break of market structure to continue the buys. All right, so I waited and price created a high, and I was looking for a higher low in the market structure to form a higher low, and stuff like that. So the market eventually did retrace and came down to give me that 4-hour order block retest, which is about here. All right, so I'm going to take this off real quick. All right, so the market retested, went up, break of market structure, confluence one met, and the market came down. Oh, sorry, that was a little bit too harsh. Now the market came down and retested the 4-hour order block. All right, so it retested, and I was kind of waiting on the 1-hour order block to be mitigated. I'll go down to the 1-hour time frame. But like I said, this trade was mostly taken on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 1 hour, I was waiting for, I'm gonna go down to the 1 hour real quick. All right. So on the 1 hour time frame, all right, this is Wyckoff happening, all right. Well, you got your Wyckoff traders, you know, selling climax. All right. You got that AR liquidity. All right. AR buildup of liquidity essentially is the buildup of equal highs for price to navigate to. All right. So this is your AR liquidity. And the market did the same thing. All right. We broke structure. And like I said, a break of market structure, break of market structure. Sorry about that. Break of market structure is going to induce a retracement to fill up the market structure to create a low high in the market structure. So we had a break of market structure on the 1 hour time frame, but like I said, I was waiting on this spot. All right, I was waiting for that snipe entry to this is 1 HOB. Let me just put that on the order block. All right, so on 1 hour, I was waiting for price to come down a little bit after breaking this market structure. I was waiting for price to come down, you know, to mitigate this 1 hour order block to probably test the 15 or 5 minutes order block on lower time frame. But unfortunately, like I said, price did no such thing. So for this on my page, I will call this a type 2 schematic. I have my reasons. I'm a Wyckoff trader. Every Wyckoff trader has their view on your type of schematic or whatever they see. But essentially, this was a type 2 schematic for me. And when I saw that price rejected with this wick, all right, this is a volume wick for me. I was kind of waiting for price to come back to fail the 50% of it. So now that was what kind of gave birth to my entry. Plus, price was also resting on my 1 hour order block that was also responsible for this break of market structure. So it was a multiple confluence for me. Plus, if I pull out my FAPE, it was for Fibonacci traders. It was an OTE entry, if you want to call it at that. A beautiful entry and confluence. Plus, you might be wondering, okay, what other confluence do I also use on my trading style? Well, I'm not a perfect trader, but on the 4 hour, there was this beautiful divergence, I believe. Yep. And I also have my rules and my entry spots for my divergence. So, price gave started this disagreement right off this spot. All right, so price essentially started creating lower low, higher low, higher low, and higher low, and this was my entry. And guess what? It was also a retest of the 4 hour order block, and on the 1 hour order block, this was my entry, and that was when I took the trade, and it was a beautiful trade, and price simply did not stop moving up. For I took my 100 pips off this trade, and I dropped on my group chat that I was expecting a reaction. Where is that trade? Yep. So I think I took 100 pips off this trade, and I kind of closed the position this morning because I was having some funny business with Euro USD, which I will show that in a minute. And yeah, so I kind of closed the trade on 100 pips, full position closed. And I also took a sell on EU too, and I will jump down to that in a little bit. So that was my trade on UCAD, and it was probably a beautiful trade. And like I said, it was really a 4 hour anticipation of the sell. So my thought on UCAD, like I said, I wanted price to not cross 126729 spot. All right, I kind of dropped that on the group chat because I dropped that on the group chat because this was a significant swing high in price. So this week, yep, it's a volume week, which I believe price was, kind of navigating to, and we probably just claimed it. So my expectation, like I said on UCAD, I will be expecting UCAD to tank a little bit, probably for a 4 hour OB retest. All right, probably to mitigate this 4 hour order block here. All right, probably to mitigate and also give me a higher low on the market structure if the bullish continuation is going to pop up. Else, I'm still bearish on UCAD. All right, so quickly, another confluence I also have on my trade on UCAD, but also EU. All right, so EU has quite been bullish. If you are on my group chat, I trade EU and UCAD a lot. So EU has also been bullish for a while now. EU has been making high highs and higher lows. So what I do on EU was same thing. I scoop my high, swing high, and swing low in price. All right, I scoop my swing high, swing low. All right, so same thing with my rules. Like I told my students, a break of market structure, we create a new high. All right, we need to induce a retracement to create higher low in the market. So that was also my reason for the sell, the buys on UCAD, because I was expecting EU to sell off and UCAD to buy off. Now, EU did crash nicely. I did close my position. It was a beautiful trade, which I also took. All right, and right now, this is my current thoughts on EU. This was my 5 minutes order block, which has been successfully mitigated. And right now, the reason why I got off my sells on, got up my sells on EU and got up my buys on UCAD was because I was expecting UCAD to kind of sell off here. All right, to kind of sell off probably on the daily time frame. I'm not going to go to that. All right, I'm expecting UCAD to probably sell off from here down, and EU, to reject from our previous swing low, previous higher low in the market. Reject probably a week, a week all here gonna be week, and reject, and probably some reaccumulation on the lower time frame, and probably continue the buys up. If that happens, I'm gonna continue my selling off UCAD. All right, so this is gonna be my structure stop loss, which I dropped on the group chat, and on EU, this is gonna be my buys stop loss. So that is it. This trade, my UCAD trade consisted of all my confluence, my divergence was met. All right. For divergence, this was a shift in market structure. All right. And this was the disagreement in price. All right. What that means is price was making lower lows in the market while my divergence or my CCI was probably making higher lows in the market. So it was only a matter of time before price needed to obey my break of market structure induced retrace rule, while also obeying my divergence rule. And another confluence I kind of had was my MA confluence. All right, when price eventually broke up on this kind of close, it was only a matter of time to know I'm fully bullish. Plus, I don't need to wait on the 4 hour to, wait on my MA to cross. It will definitely happen on my 1 hour time frame. And that is where it is mostly beautiful, because you got this, all right. You got this here, all right. This was your first entry. This was your shift of market structure. You got that retail inverted heads and shoulders here, all right. And on Wyckoff, you got that beautiful let me drop these out. This is Wyckoff, all right. You got that beautiful spring, all right. And you got that beautiful a type 2 test. I would say that a type 2 test, all right. And you could say this is your reaccumulation on your LPSY on the 1 hour time frame. So that is what definitely happened. All right, sorry, I'm going to take this out. This is pretty messy. Plus, remember the Fibonacci OTE level 708. That is my OTE level. I got my divergence. I got my MA confluence. I got my Wyckoff. I got that retail invalid heads and shoulders. All right, so these are a lot of confluence if you know how to apply the basics of the market and how to run the market. So I would have been selling EU. This would have been a beautiful trade, even if I took it all the way from probably here, right? If I sold here, stop loss here, this would have been a beautiful trade. All right, target here. All right, this would be a beautiful trade on uh, USD card right now. But like I said to my rules, this was a beautiful break of market structure here. So I would be waiting for price to navigate back to retest and probably sell off. All right, so that are all my confluence, and that was a full breakdown of my trade on USD card. So beautiful, beautiful trade. All right, so same thing. I also took the sell on Euro USD. So that was my trade, and you might want to back test this a lot. All right, you might want to back test this a lot. So I'm gonna leave my group chat link on the description box below. So feel free to join in. I basically trade. Give me a sec. So I basically trade Wyckoff. All right, Wyckoff. I basically trade OBs. Should I put this as ICT? Remember, I don't own ICT. That belongs to Michael. I'm not a student. I kind of drop in a little buy on some of his free content, and I must say he's a phenomenal trader. And I like his concept about the order blocks. I like his concept about the imbalance. I like his concept about uh, liquidities. All right, they actually beautiful. All right, so on the ICT or on the all right, I'm just gonna put these OBs, this trader using OBs, imbalance, imbalance. All right, and the most important thing that I definitely rely on is the market structure. All right, the market structure. Now, WWA, they actually broke the structure down a lot. I'm not a student. I'm not, um, um, yep, so I'm not just student. I basically, like I said, I picked up the free content they drop on YouTube, and I must say they're also really good on market structure. You know, they also give me a lot of insight to how market structure should behave with my trading career um, and reaction of the order block. So WWA, I want to thank you guys for your YouTube content. You know, I enjoy them a lot. I also study a lot, and their view on market structure is really phenomenal. And I want to thank you guys. So uh, that is it, guys. This is essentially my trade, and thank you. You might want to study this. You might want to back to this. It was just a beautiful trade that I enjoyed. Wanted to create a content on. So that will be all, guys. So thank you all for putting. And if you like this video, please give a like and subscribe to this channel. And thank you all.